What's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man, so let's get right to it. Okay, man, this is some sad news, man. Well, it looks like TMZ has officially confirmed that Lil Durk's brother Dthang has passed away, man. And it was due to some senseless gun violence, man. Sad situation. It looks like, man, they've assigned a case number. This is a real thing. This isn't a rumor anymore. It's been confirmed by an official news source. Now, I know TMZ has gotten things wrong before, but I think in this situation that they're actually, man, jumping out ahead. They probably did all their checks because they're just now talking about the situation as it's happening. You know what I mean? And they're going on the record and officially confirming this. So we're going to go off of that report. Now, for those of you who've been living under a rock this morning, or you don't know what's going on as far as Chicago hip-hop is concerned, Dthang, who is the older brother of rap superstar Lil Durk, there was a rumor going around that he had been shot and killed in Chicago, Illinois, early this morning. Now, this is wild because you could see on his social media that he had been out partying, or he was like at an event with a lot of people, and it just looked like a safe, normal event. But then news came out this morning that he had been shot and killed, and people were wondering what went down or if it was true or not. Well, TMZ has confirmed this rumor is not a rumor anymore. It's true. All right, so I'm going to break down the specifics and go over the story and how they confirmed everything. But do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and all that, and let's go over this sad news. Okay, now that we got all that out of the way, first I want to open up by saying rest in peace, Dthang. I don't know, man. It just, this one hits a little harder because, you know, even though Dthang was a rapper, he really just wasn't out there like that, you know, dissing people like that on social media as much as you would. You know, it's most of the things that I see about him were positive, about him being a party promoter and all that stuff, man. So you hate to see it. It's almost like, you know, a regular person, you know, getting shot, like a regular civilian getting shot. You know, it's a tragic story when you hear it. Even though he's closely connected to Lil Durk because he's OTF and that's his team and that's his little brother and stuff, it doesn't ease up any of the situation or make it any easier to digest. You know what I mean? But, man, let's get into the specifics with all that said. And once again, rest in peace, Dthang. You know, and, man, condolences to Lil Durk, his family, their whole crew, everybody at OTF and everything like that, man, because they've been going through it lately, man. Hey, man, this is wild. All right, let's go. Okay, so in order to break this down, we're gonna read this TMZ story, you know, pretty much verbatim. But man, we're gonna cut out some of the points where we already understand and know. But man, it starts off. It says Lil Durk brother OTF Dthang dead at 32, reportedly shot and killed. All right, now it starts off. It says Lil Durk's older brother OTF Dthang died this weekend. TMZ has confirmed. Cook County officials tell us Dontay Banks Jr., Dthang's government name, was found deceased on the 7900 block of South Loomis Boulevard in Chicago and has been assigned a case number. An autopsy still has to be done to figure out the cause and manner of death. Now, we're going to stop right there. Now, you hear on social media a lot, man, and especially this morning, people were surprised that Dthang was still in Chicago, man. That he still, you know, was in Chicago in the streets. Not saying he was in the streets because we don't know that. For all intents and purposes, from what was on his social media page, it looked like he was at like an elegant event. It looked like somebody's 50th birthday party or something like that. And maybe that's where people seen what was up with him or knew where he was at, because you can clearly get a good sign or see the venue that he's in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this social media thing is a wonderful thing, but, man, it's a bad thing on the same end, you know what I mean? And I don't want to say that lightly, like, you know, there's anything he could have did to prevent his death, because we still don't know the cause of death, because the autopsy didn't say the cause of death. And I wanted to fine-tune that point, man. I wanted to actually talk about that point because they made it a point to say that, you know what I mean? That nobody knows the cause of death yet. Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man, and I know you enjoying this video, but make sure you go and you follow me on social media platforms like Instagram, and also go to my Twitter page and make sure you hit that follow button there so you can get the latest and greatest updates of when I'm dropping my videos. And man, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button so we can spread this video around, and we trying to get 2,000 likes, so run them likes up. All right. Now, let's continue with the report. So the report says this. It says, reports say Dthang was shot in the head outside of a nightclub and died on the spot. citing alleged witness who say they saw the shooting go down. Now, they're saying that witnesses were there to see the shooting go down and that he was shot in the head. Now, I haven't seen any of these witnesses step forward in the news or media or anything like that, but there's good reason why they wouldn't do that. So, man, let's continue. Dthang was a rapper himself, but wasn't nearly as big as Durk is, who's blowing up right now. Still, he's got a string of songs out, although it doesn't look like they'd ever collab. So basically, man, that's almost like some shade. Basically, they're saying that him and Durk never collabed on a song, even though he was a rapper as well. But according to a lot of people online, including King Von's uncle, Range Rover Hang, it seems like, man, he was a party promoter that was fairly successful at what he did prior to Lil Durk blowing up in the rap game. Remember, Durk's rise to ascension in the rap game has been a long rise, and he just recently got to the level that he's at now, as they mentioned in the story right there. Now, it finishes by saying this. It says, this is just the latest tragedy to strike Durk's inner circle. He's lost a handful of friends and loved ones over the years, including, famously, the death of label mate King Von, who was shot and killed last year. A producer he'd worked closely with named Turn Me Up Josh also just died last week. Stop there. Yeah, man. Okay, man, this is wild. Like, I know people say a lot of stuff about Durk or whatever. There's a lot of rumors out there. There's even videos going off of those rumors. But this is real life, and it's real sad, man, that gun violence has been this heavily, placed in his inner circle. Even though, turn me up, Josh, he did not die from gun violence. It was something related to his health, and he had been battling something for a while. I don't want to talk about, but that's sad. That's sad on its own. But then to compound that, to have that compiled in with your brother losing his life, man, that's tough, man. Durk might, man, and this is supposed to be one of the biggest weeks he ever had in hip-hop. Imagine that, man. All right, so the report, it ends like this, man. It says Durk hasn't commented on his brother's passing yet, but condolences have been pouring in all over social media. Dthang was 32 years old, and it says RIP at the end, man. Okay, now that we got an official report, and it's definitely true at this point, I mean, there's still room for error, and I know TMZ gets a bad rap, but they usually got their ducks in a row, man. They usually don't report on a death or anything like that, because they're an official news and journalistic entity, you know what I'm saying? So they have to carry some sort of, they have to be professional about it, and they have to carry some sort of validity in most of their reports, I'm trying to say. Now, what do you guys think about this whole situation, man? It's been the biggest story in hip-hop right now, this morning, and it's sad at the same time, man, because Lil Durk has worked really hard to get to the top of hip-hop, but it seems on the way up, and in one of the biggest weeks that he's ever had, it's just like, man, some of the worst news he could probably ever get, man. I couldn't even imagine, man. Horrible, man. Knock on wood. Rest in peace, Dthang, man. This is a sad story to say the least. And y'all tell me what y'all think below in the comments, man. Now, with that, this has been your boy, Big Man. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace. Oh, yeah, man. And let's pay our proper respects, man. Rest in peace to Dontay Banks Jr., a.k.a. Dthang. You know what I mean? Peace.